This is a quick warning to everyone watching and starting to watch. This is Doki Doki Literature Club. There is a warning on the game that if you suffer from depression or anxiety or are not over the age of 13, this is not a cute game about dating girls in a literature club or whatever it's supposed to be. It's a game about psychological horror that will mess with your mind. I completely reserve the right to just stop playing this game at some point. But let's go ahead and get started. Just gonna ruin my life. My name is AP. Hey! I see an annoying girl running towards me from the distance, waving her arms in the air like she's totally oblivious to any attention she might draw to herself. That girl is Sayori, my neighbor and good friend since we were children. You know, the kind of friend you'd never see yourself making today, but it just kind of works out because you've known each other for so long? Question mark. We used to walk to school together on days like this, but starting around high school, she would oversleep more and more frequently, and I would get tired of waiting up. But if she's going to chase after me like this, I almost feel better off running away. However, I just sigh and idle in front of the crosswalk and let Sayori catch up to me. Ha! Ha! I overslept again! But I caught you this time! Maybe, but only because I decided to stop and wait for you. You say that like you were thinking about ignoring me. Look at that blush. Look at that blush right there. Look at that blush. 5 seconds in the game. We've already won. That's mean, AP. Well, if people stare at you for acting weird, then I don't want them to think we're a couple or something. It's not like I like you or anything, baka. Fine, fine, but you did wait for me after all. I guess you don't have it in you to be mean to me even if you want to. Tilde. That's my move right there, is to drop a tilde on folks. Whatever you say, Sayori. Tilde. We cross the street together and make our way to the school. As we draw near, the streets become increasingly specked with other students making their daily commute. By the way, AP, have you decided on a club to join yet? I was thinking the Doki Doki Literature Club. A club? I told you. Already. I'm really not interested in joining any clubs. I haven't been looking either. That's not true. You told me you would join a club this year. Did I? I'm sure it's possible that I did in one of our many conversations where I dismissively go along with whatever she's going on about. Sayori likes to worry a little too much about me when I'm perfectly content. Just kidding. Alright, this is getting too real. Here we go. Just getting by on the average while spending my free time on games and anime. Holy shit. Uh-huh. I was talking about how I'm worried that you won't learn how to socialize or have any skill before fuck, damn it. This is too real right here. Holy shit. Your happiness is really important to me, you know? And I know you're happy now, but I die at the thought of you becoming a NEET in a few years because you're not used to the real world. NEET means not in education, employment, or training. Basically, someone who stays home and plays video games. You trust me, right? Don't make me keep worrying about you. Alright, alright. I'll look at a few clubs if it makes you happy. No promises, though. Will you at least promise me you'll try a little? Yeah, I guess I'll promise you that. Look at how worried she looks, edgelord AP. This is a girl that really just wants to make sure you get a club this year. Yay, Tilde! I don't know if I'm gonna do that thing every time. Why do I let myself be lectured by such a carefree girl? More than that, I'm surprised I even let myself relent to her. I guess seeing her worry so much about me makes me want to ease her mind a little bit, even if she does exaggerate everything inside of her head. The school day is as ordinary as ever, and it's over before I know it. Well, that's not like my school day. After I pack up my things, I stare blankly at the wall, looking for an ounce of motivation. Clubs. Sayori wants me to check out some clubs. I guess I have no choice but to start with the anime club. Hello? Sayori? Sayori must have come into the classroom while I was spacing out. I look around and realize that I'm the only one left in the classroom. I thought I'd catch you coming out of the classroom, but I saw you just sitting here and spacing out. So I came in. Honestly, you're even worse than me sometimes. I'm impressed. You don't need to wait up for me if it's going to make you late for your own club. Well, I thought you might need some encouragement, so I thought, Know what? Well, that you could come to my club. Sayori. Yeah? There's no way I'm going to your club. Meanie. Look at that. Look at that finger thing together. Whoever designed this game knows anime. This is a spot-on anime game. Just want to say. Sayori is vice president of the Literature Club. Not that I was ever aware she had any interest in literature. In fact, I'm 99% sure she only did it because she thought it would help start... Oh, it would be fun to help start a new club. Since she was the first one to show interest after the one who proposed the club, she inherited the title Vice President. That said, my interest in literature is guaranteed to be even less. Yeah, I'm going to the anime club. Come on, please. Why do you even care so much? Why do you even care so much anyway? Well, I kind of told the club yesterday I would bring in a new member, and Natsuki made cupcakes and everything. Don't make promises you can't keep. I can't tell if Sayori is really that much of an airhead, or if she's so cunning to have planned all of this out. I let out a long sigh. Teenage angst. Fine. I'll stop by for a cupcake. Okay. Yes! Let's go! Tilde! I should do the other direction, Tilde. There we go. And thus, today marks the day I sold my soul for a cupcake. I dejectedly followed Sayori across the school and upstairs, a section of school I rarely visit, being generally used for third-year classes and activities. Sayori, full of energy, swings open the classroom door. Everyone, the new member is here. Tilde. I told you, don't call me a new member. I glanced around the room. Welcome to Literature Club. It is a pleasure meeting you. Sayori always says nice things about you. Seriously? You brought a boy? I gotta figure out a way to differentiate some voices here. I don't know if I have 4 anime girls in me, but way to kill the atmosphere. Ah, AP, what a nice surprise. Welcome to the club. Huh. ... All words escape me in this situation. It's 3 cute anime girls and I, a teenage boy, have no idea how to react. This club is full of incredibly cute girls. What are you looking at? If you want to say something, say it. Sorry. Baka. Natsuki? The girl with the sour attitude, whose name is apparently Natsuki, is one I don't recognize. Her small figure makes me think she's probably a first year. Apparently, I'm a fucking moron. She's also the one who made cupcakes, according to Sayori. You can just ignore her when she gets moody. Sayori says that quietly into my ear, then turns back towards the other girls. Anyway, this is Natsuki, always full of energy. And this is Yuri, the smartest in the club. Don't say things like that. Yuri, who appears comparably more mature and timid, seems to have a hard time keeping up with people like Sayori and Natsuki. Ah, well, it's nice to meet both of you. And it sounds like you already know Monika, is that right? That's right. It's great to see you again, AP. Monika smiles sweetly, and then does that thing where anime girls lean over like that to let you know that they're saying hello, even though they could do that with the back straight. We do know each other. Well, we rarely talk, but we were in the same class last year. Monika was probably the most popular girl in class. Smart, beautiful, athletic. It's a little weird that this guy is monologuing this shit to himself, but okay. Basically, completely out of my league. So having her smile at me so genuinely feels a little... You too, Monika. Come sit down, AP. We made room for you at the table so you can sit next to me or Monika. I'll go get the cupcakes till there. Ooh, bring it back. Go the other direction. Nope. I messed it up on the switches. Hey, I made them. I'll get them. Sorry, I got a little excited. Then how about I make some tea as well? The girls have arranged desks to form a table. As Sayori mentioned, it's been widened so as there is one space next to Monika and one space next to Sayori. Natsuki and Yuri walk over to the corner of the room where Natsuki grabs a wrapped tray and Yuri opens the closet. Still feeling awkward, I take a seat next to Sayori. Damn! What a scrub. What a scrub. This is your neighbor? I'm just saying, man. This is your opportunity to move beyond the girl that you hate and sit next to the girl that you obviously like that is president of this club. Typical teenage move. I'll say that. But you could have taken a first step. This is like the hover hand when taking a picture with someone. You just hover-handed. Natsuki proudly marches back to the table, tray in hand. Okay, are you ready? Ta-da! Ooh. Natsuki lifts the foil off the tray to reveal a dozen white, fluffy cupcakes decorated to look like little cats. The whiskers are drawn with icing, and little pieces of chocolate were used to make ears. So cute! Bringing it back. I had no idea you were so good at baking, Natsuki. Well, you know. Oh, I can see it now. She's got little anime girl fangs. Look, right here. You can see it. Yep. Just hurry up and take one. Sayori grabs one first, then Monika. I follow. It's delicious! Sayori talks with her mouth full and has already managed to get icing on her face. I turn the cupcake around in my fingers, looking for the best angle to take a bite. God damn it, dude. Come on, man. Gotta analyze this cupcake. What's the angle? Everything is simple geometry. Is he Hanzo? Natsuki is quiet. I can't help but notice her sneaking glances in my direction. I quickly surmise that she might be a tsundere. Is she waiting for me to take a bite? I finally bite down after deciding what angle would be best. Obviously a 54-degree bite from a 37-degree angle. The icing is sweet and full of flavor. I wonder if she made it herself. This is really good. Thank you, Natsuki. Why are you thanking me? It's not like I... Haven't I heard this somewhere before? Like every tsundere in existence? Made them for you or anything? I thought you technically did, Sayori said. Well, maybe. Oh, I like the head turn right there. And then you can see the hair swishing with it. Whoever animated this game, no tsunderes. They have unlocked the key to my heart right here. But not for, you know, you, dummy. Baka. Alright. I give up on Natsuki's weird logic and dismiss the conversation. I've got bigger game. Yuri returns to the table carrying a tea set. She carefully places a teacup in front of each of us before setting down a teapot next to the cupcake tray. You keep a whole tea set in this classroom? Don't worry, the teachers gave us permission. After all, doesn't a hot cup of tea help you enjoy a good book? I only read manga. I guess. Don't let yourself get intimidated. Yuri's just trying to impress you. We're 4 teenage girls who have you trapped in a classroom, and we're all trying to date you because it's a harem anime. That's not... Insulted, Yuri looks away. I mean that, you know, I believe you. Well, tea and reading might not be a pastime for me, but I at least enjoy tea. I'm glad. Yuri smiles faintly to herself in relief. That was the moment I fell in love with her forever. Monika raises an eyebrow, then smiles at me. So, what made you consider the literature club? I was afraid of this question. I'd have to answer why I was playing a game designed for children. A game that's a visual novel that's probably a harem. Something tells me I shouldn't tell Monika that I was practically dragged here by Sayori. Well, I haven't joined any clubs yet, and Sayori seemed really happy here, so... That's okay, don't be embarrassed. We'll make sure you feel right at home, okay? As president of the literature club, it's my duty to make the club fun and exciting for everyone. Monika, I'm surprised. How come you decided to start your own literature club? Actually, I'm the main character. I, Monika, am actually Haruhi Suzuka or whatever. You could probably be a board member for any of the major clubs. Weren't you the leader of debate club last year? Well, you know, Anime Lean. To be honest, I can't stand all the politics around the major clubs. You and me both. It feels like nothing but arguing about budget and publicity and how we prepare for events. Literature club events are literally just sitting around reading books and drinking tea. It's really nice. Nothing bad will ever happen here. I'd much rather take something I personally enjoy and make something special out of it. And if it encourages others to get into literature, then I'm fulfilling that dream. Monika really is a great leader. Yuri also nods in agreement. Then I'm surprised there aren't more people in the club yet. It must be hard to start a new club. You could put it that way. Not many people are interested in putting out all the effort to start something brand new. Don't tell me that, I'm a streamer. Especially when it's something that doesn't grab your attention, like literature. You have to work hard to convince people that Brandon Sanderson is the best author, and that you're both fun and worthwhile. Wow, this is getting way too relevant to streaming. But it makes school events like the festival that much more important. I'm confident that we can really grow this club before we graduate. Right, everyone? Yeah! We'll do our best. You know it. Everyone enthusiastically agrees. Such different girls, all interested in the same goal. Monika must have worked really hard just to find these three. Maybe that's why they were all so delighted with the idea of a new member joining. Though I still don't really know if I can keep up with their level of enthusiasm about literature. They're all so Genki. So, AP, what kinds of things do you like to read? Well, considering how little I've read these past few years, I don't really have a good way of answering that. The last manga that I read was Arpeggio of Blue Steel. Oh my god, the answer is manga. Holy shit. I feel like the name I should have put in for the beginning of this game was EQ, not AP. Manga. I muttered quietly to myself, half joking. Natsuki's head suddenly perks up. It looks like she wants to say something, but she keeps quiet. Obviously a visual novel enthusiast. Not much of a reader, I guess. Well, that can change. What am I saying? I spoke without thinking after seeing Yuri's sad smile. What about you, Yuri? Well, let's see. Yuri traces the rim of her teacup with her finger. My favorites are usually novels that build deep and complex fantasy worlds, like Brandon Sanderson novels, specifically Mistborn and Stormlight Archive. Also Patrick Rothfuss works, but never George R. R. Martin. The level of creativity and craftsmanship behind them is amazing to me. And telling a good story in such a foreign world is equally impressive. Yuri goes on, clearly passionate about her reading. She seems so reserved and timid since the moment I walked in, but it's obvious by the way her eyes lights up that she finds her comfort in the world of books, not people. But you know, I like a lot of things. Stories with deep psychological elements usually immerse me as well. Wow, I feel like we just got super meta here? Really meta? Yeah, I also like visual novels, like Doki Doki Literature Club. Alright, we're gonna do it. We're gonna read this line, no matter how meta it is. Isn't it amazing how a writer can so deliberately take advantage of your own lack of imagination to completely throw you for a loop? Anyway, I've been reading a lot of horror lately. I read a horror book once. I desperately grasp something I can relate to at a minimal level. At this rate, Yuri might as well be having a conversation with a rock. Really? I wouldn't have expected that from you, Yuri. For someone as gentle as you, I guess you could say that. But if a story makes me think or takes me to another world, then I really can't put it down. Surreal horror is often very successful at changing the way you look at the world. Only for a brief moment. Ugh. I hate horror. Oh, why's that? Well, Natsuki's eyes dart over to me for a split second. Never mind. That's right, you usually like to write about cute things, don't you, Natsuki? What? What gives you that idea? You left a piece of scrap paper behind last club meeting. Sorry, I think I actually went to edgelord voice for a moment. It looked like you were working on a poem called Don't Say It Out Loud, and give that back. Fine, Tilde. Your cupcakes, your poems, everything about you is just as cute as you are, Tilde. Sayori sidles up behind Natsuki and puts her hands on her shoulders. I'm not cute! Natsuki, you write your own poems? Yeah, I guess sometimes, I was trying to lay down some sick raps, but it just kept coming out really well on paper rather than out loud. Okay? It's not like I like rapping, I guess. Why do you care? I think that's impressive. Why don't you share them sometime? No! Natsuki averts her eyes. You wouldn't like them. Ah, not a very confident writer yet? I understand how Natsuki feels. Sharing that level of writing takes more than just confidence. The truest form of writing is writing to oneself. Kind of like how this game is entirely about how the writer made a horror game about cute anime girls. You must be willing to open up to your readers, exposing your vulnerabilities, and showing even the deepest reaches of your heart. You have writing experience too, Yuri? Maybe if you share some of your work, you can set an example and help Natsuki feel comfortable enough to share hers. ... I guess it's the same for Yuri. I wanted to read everyone's poems. We all sat in silence for the moment. It got real awkward. Okay, I have an idea, everyone. Tilde. Natsuki and Yuri look quizzically at Monika. Let's all go home and write a poem of our own. Then, next time we meet, we'll share them all with each other. That way, everyone is even. Yeah, let's do it. Plus, now that we have a new member, I think it will help us all get a bit more comfortable with each other and strengthen the bond of the club. Isn't that right, AP? Monika smiles warmly at me once again. Hold on. There's still one problem. What's that? Now that we're back to the original topic of me joining the club, I bluntly come forth with what's been on my mind the entire time. Where can I get an application? I'm never leaving this club room. These girls are amazing. Oh, of course, he goes the complete opposite direction. I never said I would join this club. Sayori may have convinced me to stop by, but I never made any decision. I still have other clubs to look at, and, I lose my train of thought. All four girls stare back at me with dejected eyes. This is how teenage boys are defeated. But, I'm sorry, I thought, AP. You all. I'm defenseless against these girls. How am I supposed to make a clear-headed decision when it's like this? That is, if writing poems is the price I need to pay in order to spend every day with these beautiful girls. Right. Okay, I've decided then. I'll join the literature club. One by one, the girls' eyes light up. Yes, I'm so happy, Tilde. Sayori wraps her arms around me, jumping up and down. Hey, you really did scare me there for a moment. If you just come by for the cupcakes, I would be super pissed. Then that makes it official. Welcome to the literature club. Thanks, I guess. Okay, everyone. I think with that, we can officially end today's meeting on a good note. Everyone remember tonight's assignment. Write a poem to bring to the next meeting so we can all share. Monika looks over at me once more. AP, I look forward to seeing how you express yourself. Tilde. Yeah. Can I really impress the class star Monika with my mediocre writing skills? I already feel the anxiety welling up inside me. Meanwhile, the girls continue to chit-chat as Yuri and Natsuki clean up their food. Hey, AP, since we're already here, do you want to walk home together? That's right. Sayori and I never walk home together anymore because she always stayed after school for clubs. Sure, might as well. Yay, Tilde. With that, the two of us depart the club room and make our way home. The whole way, my mind wanders back and forth between the four girls. Sayori, Natsuki, Yuri, and of course Monika. Will I really be happy spending every day after school in a literature club? Perhaps I'll have the chance to grow closer to one of these girls. All right. I'll just need to make the most of my circumstances, and I'm sure good fortune will find me. And I guess that starts with writing a poem tonight. It's time for a poetry jam. It's time to write a poem. Pick what words you think your favorite club member will like. Something good might happen with whoever likes your poem the most. Incongruent. Of course that's you. Good. Wow. 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 Okay, I'm just gonna go with calm. Nope, that's not the one I wanted. Infallible. Disoriented. Some of these words are really surprisingly terrible. Disown. Imagination. Contamination. Misfortune. Really, that's you? Heaven sent. Frightening. Marriage? Really? That's Sayori again, huh? Really? Eternity. Headphones. What? Unrestrained. Intellectual. Determination. After image. What? Entropy. Judgment. Adventure. I should have gone with graveyard. Hi again, AP. Glad to see you didn't run away on us. Ha ha ha. Nah, don't worry. This might be a little strange for me, but I at least keep my word. Well, I'm back at the literature club. I was the last to come in, so everyone else is already hanging out. Thanks for keeping your promise, AP. I hope this isn't too overwhelming of a commitment for you, making you dive headfirst into literature when you're not accustomed to it. Oh, come on, like he deserves any slack. Sayori told me you didn't even want to join any clubs this year. And last year, too. I don't know if you plan to just come here and hang out or whatever, but if you don't take us seriously, then you won't see the end of it. Natsuki, you certainly have a big mouth for someone who keeps her manga collection in the club room. Natsuki finds herself stuck between saying Monika and manga. Have fun, Kelsa. Manga is literature. Swiftly defeated, Natsuki plots back into her seat. Don't worry, guys. Tilde. AP always gives it... Oh. AP always gives it his best as long as he's having fun. Well, that's not true, but thanks for saying that, Sayori. He even helps me with busy work without me even asking, like cooking, cleaning my room. How dependable. Sayori, that's because your room is so messy it's distracting. And you almost set your house on fire once. Is that so? You two are really good friends, aren't you? I might be a little jealous. Don't be. You're the one that I want. Woo-hoo-hoo, honey. How come? You and AP can become good friends too. I'm just gonna play with my hair real quick. Sayori. Dot. 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 As usual, Sayori seems oblivious to the weird situation she just put me into. Oh ho! Yuri even brought you something today, you know, today. Wait, Sayori? Me? No, not... Well, which is it, Sayori? Did you bring me something or didn't you? Don't be shy, today. It's really nothing. What is it? Never mind. Sayori made it sound like it's a big deal when it's really not. What do I do? I'm sorry, Yuri, I wasn't thinking. I guess that means it's up to me to rescue this situation. Hey, don't worry about it. First of all, I wasn't expecting anything in the first place, so any nice gesture from you is a pleasant surprise. It'll make me happy no matter what. Oh shit! Damn, you know what? That was actually the fucking coolest thing this guy's done the whole time. Holy shit. He managed to sound like an actual human being for 5 seconds. Is that so? Yeah. I won't even make a big deal if you don't even want it to be. Alright. Well, here. Yuri reaches into her bag and pulls out a book. I didn't want you to feel left out, so I picked out a book I thought you might enjoy. It's a short read, so it should keep your attention even if you don't usually read. And we could, you know, discuss it if you wanted to. This is... How is this girl accidentally being so cute? She even picked out a book she thinks I'll like, despite me not reading much. Yuri, thank you. I'll definitely read this. I enthusiastically take the book. Whew. Well, you can read it at your own pace. I look forward to hearing what you think. Now that everyone's settled in, I expected Monika to kick off some scheduled activities for the club, but that doesn't seem to be the case. Sayori and Monika are having a cheery conversation in the corner. Yuri's face is already buried in a book. I can't help but notice her intense expressions, like she was waiting for this chance. Meanwhile, Natsuki is rummaging around in the closet. I'm really curious to talk to Yuri a little bit more, but at the same time, I would feel bad for distracting her from reading. I catch a glimpse of the cover of her book. It looks like the same book she lent me. More than that, she seems to be on the first few pages. Crap. I think she noticed me looking at her. She sneaks another glance at me, and our eyes meet for a split second. Dot. But that only makes her hide her face deeper in her book. Sorry. I was just spacing out while looking at you. I mutter this, sensing that I made her uncomfortable. Oh, it's fine. If I was focused, then I probably wouldn't have noticed in the first place. But I was just rereading a bit of this, so... That's the book you gave me, right? Uh-huh. I wanted to reread some of it. Not for any particular reason. Blush, sweat, nervousness. Just curious, how come you have 2 copies of the same book? I actually have 2 copies of Heinlein's Starship Troopers. It's much better than the movie, and the movie is already excellent. If you haven't read Starship Troopers, it's the only science fiction fantasy book that's required reading at West Point Military Academy. Well, when I stopped at the bookstore yesterday... That's not what I meant. I mean... I just happened to buy 2 of them. Ah, I see. There's something fairly obvious here that Yuri isn't telling me, but I decide to let it go. I'll definitely start reading it soon. I'm glad to hear. Once it starts to pick up, you might have a hard time putting it down. It's a very engaging and relatable story. Is that so? What's it about, anyway? Well, Yuri closes the book and scans her eyes over the back. The book is called Portrait of Markov. There's an ominous-looking eye symbol on the front cover. Alright. I just wanted to make sure I don't accidentally give anything away. Basically, it's about this girl in high school who moves in with her long-lost younger sister, but as soon as she does, her life gets really strange. She gets targeted by these people who escape from a human experiment prison. And while her life is in danger, she needs to desperately choose who to trust. No matter what she does, she ends up destroying most of her relationships, and her life starts to fall apart. It's kind of dark, isn't it? Yuri made it sound like it was going to be a nice story, so that dark turn came from nowhere. I feel like the guy who wrote this, being meta again. Meta. Alright, let's get that dark turn. Ha ha ha. Yuri gently giggles all of a sudden. Are you not a fan of that sort of thing, AP? No, it's not that. I mean, I can definitely enjoy those kind of stories, so don't worry. I hope so. Yeah, I totally forgot that Yuri is into those things. She's so shy and reclusive on the outside, but her mind seems to be completely different. It's just that those kinds of stories, they challenge you to look at life from a strange new perspective, when horrible things happen not just because someone wants to be evil, but because they have their own goals or their philosophies that they believe in. And suddenly, when you thought you related to the protagonist, they're made out to be the naive one for letting their one-sided morals interfere with the villain's plan. I'm rambling, aren't I? Not again. I'm sorry. Hey, don't apologize. I haven't lost interest or anything. Well, I guess it's alright then. But I feel like I should let you know I have this problem. When I let things like books and writing fill my thoughts, I kind of forget to pay attention to other people. So I'm sorry if I end up saying something strange. And please stop me if I start talking too much. I really don't think you need to worry. That just means you're passionate about reading, and so should you be, audience. The least I can do is listen. It's a literature club, after all. That's true. In fact, I might as well get started reading it, right? You don't have to. Haha, what are you saying? Just a moment ago, you said you were looking forward to it. ... Let me just get the book. I quickly retrieved the book that I had put into my bag. Alright, it's fun if I sit here, right? I slip into the seat next to Yuri's. Yeah. Are you sure? You seem a little apprehensive. I'm sorry. This is an anime game and I'm the timid one. I can't be okay with you sitting next to me. It's not that I don't want you to. It's just something I'm not very used to. That is, reading in company with someone. I see. Well, just tell me if I end up distracting you or something. Alright. I open the book and start the prologue. I soon understood what Yuri meant about reading in company. It's as if I can feel her presence over my shoulder as I read. It's not a particularly bad thing. Maybe a little distracting, but the feeling is somewhat comforting. Yuri is in the corner of my eye. I realize that she's not actually looking at her own book. I glance over. It looks like she's reading from my book instead. Sorry. I was just... Yuri, you really apologize a lot, don't you? I do? I don't really mean to. Sorry. I mean, look at that embarrassment right there. Can't even see her eyes anymore. By the way, I didn't even notice this, but she actually does have a hair clip, like Natsuki. It's just the same color as her hair. Here, this should work, right? I slide my desk until it's up against Yuri's, then hold my book more between the two of us. Damn! At first I thought this guy was clueless and completely hopeless. But now I think he's got game. How does this happen? I suppose so. Yuri timidly closes her own copy. Once we each lean in a little bit, our shoulders are almost touching. Feels like my left arm is in the way, so I use my right hand to open the book. I guess it makes it kind of difficult to turn the page. Here. Yuri takes her left arm and holds the right... Yuri takes her left arm and holds the left side of the book between her thumb and her forefinger. I do the same with my right arm on the right side of the book. That way I turn a page and Yuri slides it under her thumb after it flips to her side. But in holding it like this, we're huddled even closer together than before. It's actually kind of distracting me. It's as if I can feel the warmth of Yuri's face and she's in the corner of my vision. Are you ready? Huh? Turn the page. Ah, sorry. I think I got a bit distracted for a second. I glance over at Yuri's face again and our eyes meet. I don't know how I'll be able to keep up with her. Oh yeah, you can see her looking at you out of the corner of her eye. That's okay. You're not as used to reading, right? I don't mind being patient if it takes you a little longer. It's probably the least I can do, since you've been so patient with me. Yeah, thanks. We continue reading. Yuri no longer asks if I'm ready to turn the page. Instead, I just assume she finishes the page before me, so I turn it by my own volition. We continue to read the first chapter in silence. Even so, turning each page almost feels like an intimate exchange. My thumb gently letting go of the page, letting it flutter over to her side as she catches it under her own thumb. Hey, Yuri. This might be a silly thought, but the main character kind of reminds me of you a little bit. Think so? How old is she? Well, I guess she's more blunt in a lot of ways, but she's also second-guessing all the things she says and does. Like she's afraid she'll do something wrong. It's not like I can see into your head or anything, but they're kind of reminiscent of some of your mannerisms. I see. Yuri remains silent for a moment. But AP, that's probably a terrible thing to have in common with her. Oh, that's so embarrassing that you think that. Wait, I didn't mean it in a bad way or anything. Sorry, I really didn't know you were self-conscious about that sort of thing. ... I guess I more meant that it's kind of cute. Ah. What are you saying all of a sudden? We've only known each other for 24 hours. Okay, everyone. I think it's about time we share today's poems with each other. We might not have enough time if we wait too long. Yuri exhales, spared from finishing her final thought. Is that alright, Yuri? You look kind of down. I'm sorry if you haven't been looking forward to this. It's not. It's fine. Yuri releases her hand from the book, causing it to close on top of my thumb. Alright. I guess I'll do some more reading tonight. Or would you prefer I only read it with you? Oh, damn. It's good. He's good. His game level rapidly fluctuates, but sometimes he just hits the mark. I guess I don't have too much of a preference either way. In that case, I'll read a little more tonight. It'll be more fun to read with you after it picks up a bit, you know? That's good reasoning. In that case, feel free to finish the first 2 chapters in your own time. Alright, I stand up. I make a mental note of where I left off in the book and slip it back into my bag. By the way, did you remember to write a poem last night? Yeah. My relaxation ends. I can't believe I agreed to do something so embarrassing. I couldn't really find much inspiration since I've never really done this before. Well, now that everyone's ready, why don't you find someone to share with? I can't wait till day. Sayori and Monika enthusiastically pull out their poems. I gotta tell you, maintaining this deep edgelord voice is like shaking my nasal cavity. I'm really not used to it, being this edgelord all the time. Sayori's is on a wrinkled sheet of loose leaf torn from a spiral notebook. On the other hand, Monika wrote hers in a composition notebook. I can already see Monika's pristine handwriting from where I sit. Natsuki and Yuri reluctantly comply as well, reaching into their bags. I do the same myself. Who should I show my poem to first? Yuri! Yuri seems the most experienced, so I should start with her. I can trust her opinion to be fair. ... As Yuri reads the poem, I notice her eyes lighten. Exceptional. What was that? ... Did I say that out loud? Yuri first covers her mouth, but then ends up covering her whole face. He's going to hate me. You really didn't do anything wrong, Yuri. Huh? That's... I guess you're right. What am I getting so nervous for? Yuri takes a breath. So, what kind of writing experience do you have? Your use of imagery and metaphors indicates you've written a lot of poetry before. Really? Wow, that's a huge compliment coming from you. This is my first time, really. Huh? Yuri stares at me blankly, then looks at my poem again. ... Well, I know that. I just meant, Yuri trails off, unable to find an excuse. She traces her fingers along the words in the poem as if breaking it down more thoroughly. Yeah, okay. This is the reason I was able to tell. It's just that there are a lot of specific writing habits that are usually typical of new writers. And having been through that myself, I kind of learned to pick up on them. I think the most notable thing I recognize in new writers is that they try to make their style very deliberate. In other words, they tend to pick a writing style separate from the topic matter, then they form-fit the two together. The end result is that both the style and the expressiveness are weakened. Once Yuri finds her train of thought, it's as if her demeanor totally changes. Her stammering is completely gone and she sounds like an expert. Of course, that's not something you can be blamed for. There are so many different skills and techniques that go into writing even a simple poem. Not just finding them and building them, but getting them to work together is probably the most challenging part. It might take you some time, but it all comes with practice and learning by example and trying new things. I also hope that everyone else in the club gives you valuable feedback. Natsuki can be a bit biased, though. Biased? How? Well, never mind. I shouldn't be talking about other people like that, sorry. It's fine, I'm gonna learn about it soon anyway. I'm not sure if Yuri is apologizing to herself, to me, or to Natsuki. Do you mind if I read your poem now? Please do. I'd love to share my thought process behind it. Yuri smiles dreamily, as if that's a rare opportunity for her, which itself is kind of funny. After all, isn't this supposed to be a literature club? Ghost under the light. The tendrils of my hair illuminate beneath the amber glow, bathing. It must be this one, the last remaining streetlight to have withstood the test of time. The last yet to be replaced by the sickening blue-green hue of the future. I bathe, calm, breathing air of the present, but living in the past. The light flickers. I flicker back. ... Sorry to have such terrible handwriting. What? I wasn't thinking that at all. But it took you a long time to read. Ah. Well, I just don't read script very often. I actually think your handwriting is pretty. Huh? That's a relief. Also, I like the poem. Even though it's short, it was really descriptive. It wasn't too short? I usually write longer poems. Not at all. Does that mean she wrote a shorter poem just for me? I'm really glad you like it. I'll be honest. Since it was our first time sharing, I wanted to write something a little more mild. Something easy to digest, I suppose. Are you in a ghost, Yuri? Ooh. Actually, the story isn't about a ghost at all, AP. Really? I must have totally missed the point. Well, I suppose you did only glance over it after all. But remember that poets often express their thoughts, feelings, and experiences in their work. They usually do more than tell a simple story or paint a picture. In this case, perhaps the subject of the poem is only symbolically compared to a ghost, lingering in her last remaining place of comfort, unable to let go of the past, and soon to be left with nothing. That's a lot more solemn, putting it that way. I hadn't even thought of that. It's impressive. Yeah? It's nothing, really. Yours is impressive, too, so... Nah. If anything, I could probably learn a thing or two from you. Think so? Yeah, of course. You know, I was really nervous about doing all this, but in the end, I enjoyed it. I'm going to keep doing my best around you, AP. Me too. My best friend, Sayori, that I constantly avoid and don't really like. ... This is a good poem, AP. Are you sure it's your first time? Of course. It's not that good. Am I the kind of guy who should be writing poems in his spare time? I guess you're right. But that's why it impressed me. Well, to be honest, I was afraid that you wouldn't do it seriously, or that you wouldn't write one at all. I'm really happy you just wrote one. It reminds me of how you're really a part of the club now. Not to mention the fact that I'm standing in front of you in the club room. Well, of course. I'm not really into it yet, but that doesn't mean I'll break my promise. See? It's like I said before, AP. Deep down, you're not selfish at all, you know? Trying new things like this for other people. That's something that only really good people do. Thanks, Sayori. I'm not sure if Sayori sees the full picture of my motive here. Then again, I can't deny that she's part of the reason that I joined. Knowing how much this means to her and all. Yeah. And I'm gonna make sure you have lots of fun here, okay? That will be my way of thanking you. Alright, I'm going to hold you to that then. Yay, tilde! This is gonna be really hard to keep up the tildeing. Now, you'll read my poem too, right? Don't worry, I'm really bad at this. We'll see about that. Dear sunshine, the way you glow through my blinds in the morning, it makes me feel like you miss me. Kissing my forehead to help me out of bed, making me rub the sleepy from my eyes. Are you asking me to come out and play? Are you trusting me to wish away a rainy day? I look above, the sky is blue, it's a secret, but I trust you too. If it wasn't for you, I could sleep forever, but I'm not mad. I want breakfast. Sayori, this is just a guess, but did you wait until this morning to write this? No. Just a bit. You can't enter just a bit to yes or no question. I forgot to do it last night. Well, at least that makes me feel a little bit better about myself. Don't be mean. I still tried my best. Ah, yeah. I didn't mean to say that it was a bad poem. It came out nice, or how should I put it? It was actually really dank until about the last 4 lines where you stopped the rhyming scheme or any attempt to make it sound like it was a real poem. It sounds just like you. Really? Yeah. Especially that last line. I made eggs and toast! Even though you were late to school. It's bad to skip breakfast. I get all cranky. Well, I guess there's no point in arguing. Anyway, thanks for showing me. Tilde! This was so much fun. Monika's the best. Ah, yeah. But next time I won't forget. And I'm gonna write the best poem ever. Well, I guess I look forward to it. And that's how she became the Poet Laureate of the United States. Dot, dot, dot. Dot, dot, dot. AP, if you're not going to take this club seriously, then go home. What? Harsh. What, do you expect me to believe you actually put effort into this? Do you think I'm stupid? I'm not a writer. Maybe it's not very good, but yeah, I did put effort in it. We all start somewhere, right? If you're still proud of the first poem you ever wrote, then I'd like to read it. Painful to think about. Dot, dot, dot. Fine. Well, sorry. You'll get better anyway. I'd tell you what to improve, but you're better off just trying again. Fair enough. Well, to each their own, I guess. Anyway, I guess I gotta share mine now. Knowing you, you'd probably think it's stupid. Eagles can fly. Monkeys can climb. Crickets can leap. Horses can race. Owls can seek. Cheetahs can run. Eagles can fly. People can try. But that's about it. Yeah. I told you you weren't gonna like it. I like it. What? Just be honest. I am. Why are you so convinced that I wouldn't like it? Well, because everyone in high school thinks that writing has to be all sophisticated and stuff, so people don't even take my writing seriously. But isn't the point of poems for people to express themselves? Your writing style wouldn't make your message any less valid. Yes, exactly. I like it when it's easy to read, but it hits you hard. Like in this poem. Seeing everyone around you do great things can be really disheartening, so I decided to write about it. Yeah, I understand. But the other nice thing about simple writing is that it puts more weight on the wordplay. Like I set up for a rhyme at the end, but made it fall flat on purpose. It helps bring out the feeling in the last line. So you did. I guess more went into it than I realized. That's what it means to be a pro, Vampire Teeth. I'm glad you learned something. Don't expect that from the youngest one here, did you? Yeah, I guess not. I decided to humor her with that last comment. I don't really care how old everyone is, even though apparently I'm trying to date all of them. But if Natsuki is feeling proud, then I won't take that away from her. I saved the worst for last. Hi, AP. Having a good time so far? Yeah. Good, glad to hear it. By the way, since you're new and everything, if you ever have any suggestions for the club, like new activities or things we can do better, I'm always listening. Don't be afraid to bring things up, okay? Alright, I'll keep that in mind. Of course I'll be afraid to bring things up. I'm much better off just going with the flow until I'm more settled in. Anyway, want to share your poem with me? It's kind of embarrassing, but I guess I have to. Don't worry, AP. We're all a little embarrassed today, you know? But that's the sort of barrier we'll all learn to get past soon. Yeah, that's true. I hand Monika my poem. Great job, AP. I was going ooh in my head while reading it. It's really metaphorical, and I'm not sure why, but I didn't expect you to go for something so deep. I guess I underestimated you. It's easiest for me to keep everyone's expectations low. Oh, that hits so close to home. Oh, holy shit. That way, it always counts when I put it somewhere. I'm sorry. That way, it always counts. I can't do it. That way, it always counts when I put in some effort. I'm just going ahead. That's not very fair. Well, I guess it worked anyway. You know that Yuri likes this kind of writing, right? Writing that's full of imagery and symbolism. Unlike Sayori, who likes using simple and direct words to describe happiness and sadness, Yuri likes it when readers are left to derive their own meaning out of it. It's very challenging to write like that effectively, both allowing people to get something out of it just by feel, or letting them deeply analyze all the nuances. It could take years of practice, which I'm assuming Yuri has at this point. I never really asked, though. I'm sure I'm nowhere near her level yet. Don't worry so much about that. You do your own thing. Your power level will get stronger in time. Just keep exploring, and learn by trying new things. I'm sure I'll end up trying different things a lot. It could take a while before I feel comfortable doing this. That's okay. I'd love to see you try new things. That's the best way to learn the kind of style that suits you. Everyone else might be a bit biased toward their own kinds of style, but I'll always help you find the one that suits you most. So don't force yourself to write the way everyone else wants you to write. It's not like you have to worry about impressing them or anything. Anyway, do you want to read my poem now? Don't worry, I'm not very good. You sound pretty confident for someone who claims to be not very good. Well, that's because I have to sound confident. That doesn't mean I always feel that way, you know? I see. Well, let's read it then. Hole in a wall. It couldn't have been me. See the direction the spark protrudes? A noisy neighbor? An angry boyfriend? I'll never know, I wasn't home. I peer inside for a clue. No, I can't see. I reel blind, like a film left out in sun, but it's too late. My retinas, already scorched with a permanent copy of a meaningless image. It's just a little hole. It wasn't too bright. It was too deep, stretching forever into everything. A hole of infinite choices. I realize now that I wasn't looking in. I was looking out, and he on the other side was looking in. Yo, dog. This sounds like someone looking at a crime scene of a serial killer or some shit, right? The direction the spackle protrudes. Hole in the wall. It feels like it's a story about her going home and someone on the other side of her apartment, like, killed somebody, set up a horrible murder scene. They cleaned it up and spackled both sides of the wall, but she's like, oh, look at this spackle. Pulls it out. Oh my god, there's somebody murdered over there. And the guy who murdered everybody is like, yo, what's up? I murdered someone. I don't know. Is it? I don't know. So, what do you think? It's very freeform, if that's what you call it. Sorry, I'm not really the right person to ask for feedback. It's okay. Yeah, that kind of style's gotten pretty popular nowadays. That is, a lot of poems have been putting emphasis on the timing between words and lines. When performed out loud, it can be really powerful. What was the inspiration behind this one? Well, I'm not sure if I know how to put it. I guess you could say I had a kind of epiphany recently. I've learned that I'm a yandere. It's been influencing my poems a bit. An epiphany. Yeah, something like that. I'm kind of nervous to talk about deep stuff like that because it's coming on strongly. Maybe after everyone is better friends with each other. Anyway, here's Monika's writing tip of the day. Sometimes when you're writing a poem or a story, your brain gets too fixated on a specific point. If you try so hard to make it perfect, you'll never make any progress. Just force yourself to get something down on paper and tidy it up later. Another way to think about it is this. If you try to keep your pen at the same spot for too long, you'll just get a big dark puddle of ink. So just keep your hand moving and go with the flow. That's my advice for today. Thanks for listening. Tilde. Oh no, they're doing it in the same direction. That's not how tildes work. Yes. There we go. Phew. I guess that's everyone. I glanced around the room. That was a lot more stressful than I anticipated. It's as if everyone is judging me for my mediocre writing abilities. Even if they're just being nice, there's no way my poems can stand up to theirs. This is a literature club, after all. I sigh. I guess that's what I ended up getting myself into. Across the room, Sayori and Monika are happily chatting. My eyes land on Yuri and Natsuki. They gingerly exchange sheets of paper, sharing their respective poems. As they did tandem, I watch each of their expressions change. Natsuki's eyebrows furrow in frustration. Meanwhile, Yuri smiles sadly. What's up with this language? Huh? Did you say something? Oh, it's nothing. Natsuki dismissively returns the poem to the desk with one hand. I guess you could say it's fancy. Thanks. Yours is cute. Cute? Did you completely miss the symbolism or something? It's clearly about the feeling of giving up. How could that be cute? I know that. I just meant the language, I guess. I was trying to say something nice. Huh? You mean you have to try that hard to come up with something nice to say? Thanks, but I really didn't think it came out nice at all. Well, I do have a couple of suggestions. If I was looking for suggestions, I would have asked someone who actually liked it. Which people did, by the way. Sayori liked it, and AP did too. So based on that, I'll gladly give you some suggestions of my own. First of all, excuse me. I appreciate the offer, but I've spent a long time establishing my writing style. I don't expect to change it anytime soon, unless of course I come across something particularly inspiring, which I haven't yet. And AP liked my poem too, you know. He even told me he was impressed by it. Natsuki suddenly stands up. Oh? I didn't realize you were so invested in trying to impress our new member, Yuri. Fuck Natsuki, I hate this bitch right now. Holy shit. You come hard at Yuri. I'm coming after you, Natsuki. Huh? That's not what I... You're just... Yuri stands up as well. Maybe you're just jealous that AP appreciates my advice more than he appreciated yours. Huh? And how do you know he didn't appreciate my advice more? Are you that full of yourself? No. If I was full of myself, I would be deliberately going out of my way to make everything I do overly cutesy. Oh shit, shots fired back! Oh my god, Yuri's coming straight out of the booth with a haymaker. Is everyone okay? Well, you know what? I wasn't the one whose boobs managed to grow a size bigger as soon as AP started showing up. Wow. This is a thing that you can look up on TV Tropes. It's called 8-Cup Angst. TV Tropes is a website that dedicates itself to all of the storytelling tropes. 8-Cup Angst is a particularly good one to look up. And you can see examples of when people in fictional media or realistic media have done this thing. Natsuki. Natsuki, that's a little... This doesn't involve... Oh, I can't do two voices at once. I don't like fighting, guys. Suddenly, both girls turned towards me as if they just noticed I was standing there. AP, she's just trying to make me look bad. That's not true. She started it. If she could get over herself and learn to appreciate that simple writing is more effective, then this wouldn't have happened in the first place. What's the point of making all of your poems all convoluted for no reason? The meaning should just jump at the reader, not have to force them to figure it out. Help me explain that to her, AP. Wait, there's a reason we have so many deep and expressive words in our language. It's the only way to convey complex feelings and meaning the most effectively. Avoiding them is not only unnecessarily limiting to yourself, it's also a waste. You understand that, right, AP? Well? ... How did I get dragged into this in the first place? It's not like I know anything about writing, but whomever I agree with, they'll probably think more highly of me. I mean, the obvious choice here is to say, help me, Sayori, right? But I'm gonna go with Yuri. Natsuki, you're right that I liked your poem. See? Wait. That's not an excuse for you to be so mean. You shouldn't try to pick a fight just because someone's opinion is different. Wow, that's surprisingly adult. That's not what happened at all. Yuri wouldn't even take my poem seriously. I understand. Yuri, huh? You're a seriously talented writer. It's no secret that I was impressed. Well, that's... But here's the thing. No matter how simple or refined someone's writing style is, they're still putting feelings into it, and it becomes something really personal. That's why Natsuki felt threatened when you said her poem was cute. I see. I didn't notice that. I'm sorry. But Natsuki, you took it way too far. Yuri means well, and if you just told her how you felt, then this wouldn't have happened in the first place. Are you kidding? That's exactly what I did. Natsuki, I think that's enough. You both said some things that you didn't mean. Yuri apologized. Don't you think you should too? Natsuki clenches her fists. In the end, nobody has taken her side. She's trapped, at this point being defiant only because she can't handle the pressure. I ended up even feeling bad for her. Sometimes when I'm hurt, it helps to take a walk and clear my head. Sayori, she doesn't need to. You know what? I'm going to do that. It'll spare me from having to look at all your faces right now. Without warning, Natsuki snatches her own poem up from the desk and storms out. On her way out, she crumples up the poem in her hands and throws it in the trash. Natsuki? She really didn't need to do that. I look across the room. Yuri has her chin buried in her hands while she stares down at her desk. I gingerly approach her and sit in an adjacent chair. Everything all right? I'm so embarrassed. I can't believe I acted like that. You probably hate me now. No. Yuri. How could anyone not have gotten frustrated after being treated like that? You handled it as well as anyone could. I don't think any less of you. Well, alright, I believe you. Thank you, AP, you're too kind. I'm thankful to have you a part of this club now. It's nothing. One more thing. That one thing that Natsuki said about, I would never do anything so shameful. So, what thing did Natsuki say? Well, never mind that. I'm going to make some tea. Ah, good idea. Make enough for more than one person, okay? Yeah. Okay, everyone. It's just about time for us to leave. How did you all feel about sharing poems? It was a lot of fun. Well, I'd say it was worth it. It was all right. Well, mostly. AP, how about you? Yeah, I'd say the same. It was a neat thing to talk about it with everyone. Awesome. In that case, we'll do the same thing tomorrow. And maybe you learn something from your friends, too. So your poems will turn out even better. Dot. 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 I think to myself, I did learn a lot about the different kinds of poems everyone likes. With any luck, that means I can do a better job impressing those I want to impress. I nod to myself with newfound determination. AP, ready to walk home? Sure, let's go. Hehehe. Tilde. Sayori beams at me. It truly has been a while since Sayori and I spent this much time together. I can't really say I'm not enjoying it either. He's a young man in love with his next-door neighbor, and the weird girl who writes deep literature that's years in advance of someone her age. Sayori. About what happened earlier. Huh? What do you mean? You know, between Yuri and Natsuki. Does that kind of thing happen often? No. It didn't happen until a boy showed up. That's really the first time I've seen them fight like that. I promise they're both wonderful people. You don't hate them, do you? No, I don't hate them. Apparently I want to date them. I just wanted your opinion, that's all. I can see why they'd make good friends with you. Phew. You know, AP, it's nice that I get to spend time with you in the club. But I think seeing you get along with everybody is what makes me the happiest. And I think everyone really likes you, too. That's... Tilde. Every day is going to be so much fun. Tilde. It looks like Sayori still hasn't caught on to the situation I'm in. Sure, being friends with everyone is nice, but I know what's about to happen. I read anime. I've seen a couple harem shows. Does it really need to stop there? Well, we'll just have to see what the future holds, Sayori. I pat Sayori on the shoulder. I said that more to myself than her, but it's easy to use Sayori as an internal monologue sometimes. Okay. Tilde. Yeah, let's do this. Poem time. Incongruent. Effulgent. Intellectual. Contamination. Unrestrained. Infallible. Unrequited. Oh, that was the wrong one. Rain cloud. Oh, still the wrong one. Disoriented. Secretive. Nightgown. Really? Nightgown, huh? Okay. Determination. Melancholy. Extraordinary. Playground. Well, that was wrong. Misfortune. Really? Misfortune? Starscape. Heartbeat. Existence. Graveyard. Another day passes and it's time for the club meeting already. I've gotten a little more comfortable here over the past few days. Entering the club, the usual scene greets me. Hi, AP, Tilde. Yo, Sayori. Looks like you're in a good mood today. Tilde. I'm just not used to you being in the club, that's all. I see. That's a pretty simple thing to get you in a good mood. But I guess it's always the simple things with you. Speaking of which, I'm kinda hungry. Will you come with me to buy a snack? No thanks. Huh? That's not like you at all. I have my reasons. Why don't we take a look at your purse, Sayori? Why that all of a sudden? No reason, really. I just wanted to look at it. Sayori nervously retrieves her coin purse. She fumbles with the latch and gets it open. Then she turns it upside down and lets its contents spill onto the desk. Only 2 small coins fall out. I knew it. I can see right through you, Sayori, with my Sharingan eye! That's not fair. How did you even know? It's simple. If you had enough money in the first place, you would have bought a snack before coming to the club room. So, either you're not hungry and wanted an excuse to take a walk, or you plan to conveniently forget that you spent all your money so that I would lend you some. But there's one more thing. You're always hungry, and so that only leaves one option. What? I give up. Don't make me feel guilty. If you feel guilty, that means you deserve to feel guilty. Yuri suddenly giggles. Huh? I didn't notice that she was listening in. Her face is in her book as always. Ah! I wasn't listening or anything. It was just something in my book. Yuri! Tell AP to let me borrow some money. Don't get me involved in something like that, Sayori. Besides, you should only buy what you can responsibly afford. And frankly, after pulling a mischievous little stunt like that, your suffering is fair enough retribution. Heh. ... Did I just... I didn't mean that. I got too absorbed into my book. I really like it when you speak your mind, Yuri. It doesn't happen much, but it's a fun side of you. There's no way you could think that. You were right, though. I did do something bad, and now I have to accept the revolution. Retribution. Still, coming from you, Sayori. I guess there's a little devil inside all of us, isn't there? Don't let her fool you. Sayori knows exactly what she's doing. After all, she told you guys she was bringing me to the club before she even told me. But you wouldn't have come if it weren't for the cupcakes. So I had to trick Natsuki into making them. Come on, give me more credit than that, Sayori. What just happened? Yeah. Out of nowhere, something smacks Sayori in the face and tumbles onto the desk. Ow. What was... Huh? A cookie. Sure enough, it's a giant cookie wrapped in plastic. Sayori glances around. Is this a miracle? It's because I paid my restitution. That's not it. Retribution. Actually, that one almost worked. I was just gonna give it to you, but then I heard you blab about the cupcakes. It was totally worth seeing your reaction, though. Natsuki, that's so nice of you. I'm so happy. Sayori hugs the cookie. Geez, just eat it already. Sayori rapidly tears open the wrapper and takes a big bite. So good. Sayori suddenly clasps her hands over her mouth. I bit my tongue. You're going through a lot over just one cookie. Natsuki takes a bite of her own cookie. Ah, yours looks really good too, Natsuki. Can I try it? Jeez. Beggars can't be choosers. But yours is chocolate. Yeah, why do you think I gave you that one? It was oatmeal raisin. Fine. Still, I'm really happy you shared this one with me. Tilde. Sayori gets out of her seat and goes behind Natsuki, then wraps her arms around her. Ah, jeez. I get it. Cookie still in hand, Natsuki reaches up to nudge Sayori off of her. Oh. Sayori suddenly leans down and takes a bite out of Natsuki's cookie. Hey! Did you seriously just do that? Foo. Oh! Mouth full, Sayori trots away to safety. Yuri and I laugh as well. Jeez, you're such a kid sometimes. Monika, can you tell Eh? Natsuki glances around. Monika isn't in the club room. Ugh. Where's Monika anyway? Good question. Have any of you heard anything about her being late today? Not me. Yeah, I haven't either. That's a bit unusual. I hope she's okay. Of course she's okay. She probably just had something to do today. She's pretty popular after all. Huh? You don't think she has a... I wouldn't be surprised. She's probably more desirable than all of us combined. Shit, son! She just said that Monika is a dime. That's top of the line. Cute face, little waist with a big behind. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. That's my level of poetry. That's true. Excuse me? Suddenly, the door swings open. Sorry, I'm super sorry. Ah, there you are. I didn't mean to be late. I hope you guys weren't worried or anything. Monika chose the club over her boyfriend after all. You're so strong-willed. Boyfriend? What on earth are you talking about? Monika quizzically glances at me. Ah, never mind that. What held you up anyway? Well, my last period was study hall. To be honest, I kind of just lost track of time. That makes no sense, though. You would have heard the bell ring, at least. I must not have heard since I was practicing piano. Piano? I wasn't aware you played music as well, Monika. I don't really. I kind of just started recently. I've always wanted to learn piano. That's so cool! You should play something for us, Monika. Monika looks at me. Maybe once I get a little better, I will. Why does this girl keep looking at me? Like, don't look at me whenever you have something to say to the group. Yay, Tilde. That sounds cool. I'd also look forward to it. Is that so? In that case, I won't let you down, AP. Monika smiles. Monika smiles sweetly. I didn't mean any pressure or anything like that. Don't worry. I've been practicing a whole lot lately, and I'd really love the chance to share once I'm ready. I see. In that case, best of luck. Thanks, Tilde. So I didn't miss anything, did I? No, not really. I chose to leave out Sayori's mischievous escapade. I'm sure Natsuki will end up complaining to her anyway. It looks like everyone has settled down. Sayori has already finished her entire cookie. Yuri is back to her book, and Natsuki has disappeared into the closet. Hey, Yuri. Huh? I suddenly noticed that Yuri is reading a different book from the one we've been reading together. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt. No. I was just waiting for you. If that's the case, why don't we go ahead and get started? Yes, let's. Actually, I have a request. Do you mind if I make some tea first? Not at all. Thanks very much. If there's one thing that can make my reading time here any better, it's a nice cup of tea. Not to mention for yourself as well. Yuri stands up and makes her way to the closet. I follow and watch as she retrieves a small water pitcher from the shelf, the kind with a filter inside. Can you hold this for a second? Sure. Yuri hands me the water pitcher and also fetches an electric kettle. I'm going to plug this in at the teacher's desk, then we'll go get some water. She walks past me and sets the kettle down on the teacher's desk. I simply watch her movements. To my surprise, the way she moves really contrasts her speaking mannerisms. Especially because of her long legs, Yuri appears elegant and methodical. Okay, may I have the water pitcher? Thanks, I'll be right back. I might as well walk with you. Yeah, why not? Shall we go then? Yeah. Where are you two off to? Yuri was going to make some tea, so... I suddenly realize how weird it sounds to explain this to Monika. We're just filling up the water pitcher. Okay. Sorry, I was just a bit curious. That's kind of a one-person job, isn't it? That's... Monika, please mind your own business from... Holy shit! What the fuck, Yuri, out of left field? Man, I'm telling you, like... You think that Yuri is this sweet, timid little girl, but every time someone comes at her, BAM! Fucking haymakers left and right! Or do you want to tell me there's something wrong with helping AP in club activities? My mouth gapes. I suppose there's nothing wrong with that. That's why I'm going to lean over while smiling. Then let's go, AP. Ah, I guess I'm Yuri's boyfriend now. Yuri quickly exits the room, and I follow. Once in the hallway, she suddenly puts her forehead against the wall. I spoke without thinking. How could I say something like that? Yuri. Something about the way she said that. It made me feel so irritated. What's wrong with me? Am I a yandere? No, Yuri. I think you did the right thing. I wasn't expecting it, but it's also not right for Monika to judge people like that. AP, how come even when I do something bad, you're being nice to me? Because I'm a yandere too. Nothing you do is as bad as you make it seem in your head. Nobody's perfect, and I've got to work it again and again till I make it right. We have emotions, and we can't always hide them away. But you always amplify things in your head. Your mind turns a light rain shower into a hurricane. No. Wouldn't you hate me for something as terrible as that? Why would I hate you? When I'm in love with you! I can't hate someone for having emotions. What kind of friend would do that? Friend, you say? Like, a boy who is a friend? Yuri lifts her head. AP, I really like being friends with you. Thanks, Yuri. I like being friends with you, too. I kind of feel awkward saying something like that. But I'm doing my best to help Yuri feel better. Anyway. Yeah. Shall we go? Yeah. Yuri and I walk to the nearest water fountain. Once we fill up the water pitcher, we'll return to the classroom. AP, do you like oolong tea? Yeah, but not as much as I like boba tea. Or Boba Fett. Anything is fine. Actually, if you, viewer, are wondering what my favorite kind of tea is, it's normally some sort of fruity, perhaps berry or orange-based tea with a lot of sugar. I am basic as fuck. Very well. Yuri sets the temperature of the kettle to 200 degrees. Now it's time to get the teapot. You really do this properly, don't you? Of course. I shouldn't do it any less when I'm making tea for others. Even if I'm not an expert on tea or anything? In that case, you'll only be even more impressed. Perhaps I will. Yuri fetches the teapot and begins measuring the tea leaves. To my surprise, she even starts humming a little to herself. You must be in a good mood now. Is that so? I was letting it show, and you noticed. I was doing a bit of thinking, and I decided I would try expressing myself a little bit more. It turns out it's not very hard for me to do, when it's you who's around anyway. That's great, Yuri. Just don't push yourself too much. You're always worrying about me, AP. It's very endearing. Yuri wasn't kidding. I don't even know if I can keep up with this. I watched Yuri pour a cup of tea for each of us. AP, I have another request. Do you mind if we sit on the floor today? Why's that? It's a little easier on my back. I can read with my back against the wall rather than bending over at my desk. Sorry, I didn't realize. No worries. I just have back pain fairly regularly, so I do my best to manage it. Is that so? I wonder why that is. It's most likely because your posture, right? Wow. They almost went FLBP, and they didn't. They backed away from it. Okay. Always hunched over like that while reading? Yes. I have terrible reading posture, so that's why we should sit on the floor. Fair enough. I'll go ahead and get the book. I retrieve the book from my bag. And I have some chocolate as well. It's a bag of small chocolate candies that I kept hidden from Sayori's candy radar. I take it since it'll go well with the tea. Yuri and I then sit up against the wall, teacups at our sides. As if in sync, we assume the same reading positions as last time, each holding one half of the book. Well, this is very cute. I've always said that if you can't find a significant other you can't sit back to back to in the middle of a grassy field with a warm breeze on a summer day, then you're just not doing your job right. Except this time, our bodies are even closer to each other. Intensifying! I can't see too well. Huh? Yuri slides closer until our shoulders are touching. How am I supposed to focus on reading like this? Yuri was always kind of cute, but when she's being less apprehensive, it's almost more than I can handle. Your teacup. Yuri hands me my teacup. Holding it with the hand that's not holding the book, I end up in a position that makes it even harder to focus, because now I need to worry about making sure I don't accidentally touch her chest. Meanwhile, Yuri hasn't noticed a single thing. She wears her intense reading expression, and I can only presume the world around her has faded away. Reading intensifies. I use all of my willpower to focus on reading. ... After a few minutes, I finally manage to relax. I put the teacup... Oh my god, this is a dangerous game. This guy's a fucking moron. I put the teacup between my legs. This is a man who deserves to get burned. I put the teacup between my legs and fumble with the I can't say it. Fumble with the chocolate wrapper. Ah, sorry. I briefly let go of the book to finish opening the wrapper. You can have as much as you want. Ah, that's okay. I won't take any. Are you sure? Well, if I touch it, then I might get smudges on the page. Ah, you're right. I better just feed it to you directly. I didn't even think about that. My bad. No need to apologize. I'll hold the book, okay? Are you sure? Of course. Look of sadness and intense beauty. Intensify. I'm lost. Man, that's some focus right there. And then look at these lighting effects with the light just above her with the dust coming down. Yuri opens the book with both hands. She holds it so I don't have any harder of a time reading from it. But as a result, her left arm is practically resting on top of my leg. Well, in that case, Yuri is already totally focused and reading again. I take a chocolate candy and pop it in my mouth. Then I take another chocolate and I hold it up to Yuri's. Holy shit. This dude's about to feed this girl chocolate. He got game again. Gamification levels rising. She doesn't even look away from the book. She simply parts her lips as if the situation was completely natural. But that means I can't stop here. I apprehensively place the chocolate in her mouth. Just like that, Yuri closes her lips over it. Huh? Yuri's expression suddenly breaks. Her blushing intensifies. Her eyes widen in surprise. Did I just... Yuri looks at me like she needs to confirm what just happened. AP, sorry, I fed you chocolate. I guess I shouldn't have done that. Well, you were just helping. That's something that friends do, right? I mean, not really in this kind of context, but yeah, that's all it was. Yeah, then you don't need to stop or anything. I see. The situation has gotten really tense, but I'm gonna double down. Yuri tries to return to the book, but I can tell just by her expression that she can't focus now. My heart is pounding. Doki Doki. I nervously take another chocolate between my fingers, but this time, Yuri's eyes meet mine. ... How did it even come to this? Yuri doesn't avert her gaze. I notice her chest rising and falling to the rhythm of her breaths. I raise my arm. Like before, Yuri parts her lips, but it's different this time. I take the chocolate and place it in her mouth. I feel her hot breath on my fingers. Okay, everyone! What? Ah! Yuri jolts back. It's time to share poems. AP, you can help Yuri put away the tea stuff, right? Yeah, of course. Okay, thanks. The spell is abruptly broken. Damn it, Monika, we were just getting to the good part of the novel. I'll take care of the cups. Yeah. Yuri picks up the teacups from the floor. I pick up the bag of chocolates. In the end, we hastily clean up without so much as a word between us. I get the feeling that this is something neither of us will have the courage to bring up. Who should I show my poem to first? Obviously, Yuri. Come on. Come on, son. Come on, son. Let's see what you've written for today. ... Yuri stares at the poem with a surprised expression on her face. Do you like it? AP, this one might have been even better than yesterday's. How did you even pick up on this so quickly? Just yesterday I was telling you the kind of techniques worth practicing. Maybe that's why. You did a good job explaining. I really wanted to get... Sorry, here we go. Lysanderoth? I really wanted to try giving it more imagery. Yuri visibly swallows. Even her hands appear sweaty. I'm not used to this. Used to what? I don't know. It's fine, take your time. Yuri breathes and collects her thoughts. I know that Yuri likes to think before she speaks, so I offer that patience to her. Yeah, just being appreciated like this, I guess. It probably sounds really stupid, but seeing someone motivated by my writing, it just makes me really happy. Are you saying you've never shared your writing before? Yuri nods. Really? I don't believe it. This is incredible. I really only write for myself. And besides, people would just laugh at me. Do you really think that? Again, Yuri nods. Huh. Even your close friends? ... Yuri doesn't respond to that. I wonder why. Anyway, do you want to share the poem you wrote today? Yeah. I do. If it's with you. The Raccoon. It all happened in the dead of the night, while I was slicing bread from a guilty snack. My attention was caught on the scuttering of a raccoon outside my windows. That was, I believe, the first time I noticed my strange tendencies as an unordinary human. I gave the raccoon a piece of bread, my subconscious well aware of the consequences, well aware that a raccoon that is fed will always come back for more. The enticing beauty of my cutting knife was the symptom, the bread, my hungry curiosity, the raccoon, an urge. The moon increments its phase and reflects that much more light off of my cutting knife. The very same light that glistens in the light of the raccoon, of my raccoon friend. I slice the bread fresh and soft. The raccoon becomes excited. Or perhaps I'm merely projecting my emotions onto the newly satisfied animal. Like, this poem is obviously setting up for stabbing a raccoon to death once she gets it domesticated enough to... The raccoon has taken to following me around. You could say we've gotten quite used to each other. The raccoon becomes hungry more and more frequently, so my bread is always handy. Every time I brandish my cutting knife, the raccoon shows me its excitement. A rush of blood. Classic Pavlovian conditioning. I slice the bread and feed myself again. Oh, here we go. Return. Welcome, chat. I was a little more daring with this one than yesterday's. I can see that. It's a lot more metaphorical. No, it's actually completely serious. I had a raccoon follow me around for a while, and I trained it to get close to me while I was giving it bread. And then I stabbed it and killed it and ate it. The poem is very literal. I don't know if it's my fault, but I can't begin to imagine what this poem is about. That's right. It's a bit closer to my preferred writing style. Wait a second. Is the main character me, the raccoon, in this poem? And she's waiting to get close enough to kill me? I might be thinking too much into this, but now I'm worried. Using the poem as a canvas to express vivid imagery and conveying emotions through them. Thank you for the bits. Yeah, if I take it at face value, then I can't even figure out what it's supposed to mean. Well, I think it's about something that different people can relate to in their own way. I wanted to express the way it feels for me to indulge in my more unusual hobbies. It's those sorts of things that I'm usually forced to keep to myself, so I sometimes enjoy writing about them. Why do you keep them to yourself? Because they're embarrassing, and people would make fun of me. Don't you have anything like that, AP? Well, yeah, I guess I do. I feel like everyone has a little something like that. The best we can do is respect each other and our individualities, even if it's difficult sometimes and some things make us uncomfortable. After all, if I hadn't learned to embrace my own weirdness, I would probably hate myself. I might be ranting a little bit now, but I'm glad that you're a good listener. You're good at a lot of things, writing, listening. There really aren't many people like you, AP. That's an exaggeration a little bit. It's just how I feel. I never thought I would feel so comfortable sharing my writing, but now, I almost feel like I look forward to it. It's just a really nice feeling. And you're to thank for that. It's nothing, really. Yuri smiles sincerely at me. For just a moment, her timidness seems to disappear. Who did I go with last time? We'll go Sayori, Natsuki, Monika. Oh! I like this one, AP. It has some nice feelings in it. Till day. Ah, I'm glad. Does that mean it's better than yesterday's? Let me think. I don't know. I guess I like them both. Till day. That's not very helpful, you know. Well, I'm not very good at figuring out if poems are good or bad, but that's why I just go by my heart till day, till day, till day. If it makes me feel things, then it must be a good poem. I'm not sure that's exactly how it works. Actually, that's how I like to do my Twitch shows, my RPG shows. If they make you feel something, then we've done something good. Ooh, oh man, I just cracked all of the knuckles in my hands. Holy shit. Then again, I guess conveying feelings is a pretty important part of this whole thing. Yeah, maybe. Honestly, I don't even know what kind of writing you like in the first place. Yeah, me neither. Ugh. Why don't you at least try giving it some thought? Oh, you want to write something for me? That's so sweet. Till day. Yeah, right. But you're always thinking about other people. You need to think about yourself once in a while. If you don't, you might end up getting hurt at some point. Huh? Well, I don't really know what you mean, but I'll try to keep it in mind. Well, whatever. Anyway, let's see. I guess I like happy poems till day. Wait, sometimes I like sad poems too. Sometimes a little bit of both. There's a word for that, right? What's the word I'm looking for? Bittersweet. Yeah. I like things that are happy and things that are sad. Happy and sad? I can't see you liking something sad, Sayori. Well, I like happy the most, but sometimes when you have a little rain cloud in your head, a sad poem can help give the rain cloud a little hug. Right there, those two lines combined together are the entire plot of that Inside the Head movie from Disney. Pixar? What's it called? It might just be called Inside. I don't know. Anyway, it's literally the entire plot. And make a nice happy rainbow. Sayori, that's unexpectedly poetic. It is? Maybe I'm getting better at expressing my feelings after all. Thanks, AP. I should go write that down then. Till day. You can read my poem now, okay? Bottles. I pop off my scalp like the lid of a cookie jar. It's the secret place where I keep all my dreams. Little balls of sunshine all rubbing together like bundle of kittens. I reach inside with my thumb and forefinger and pluck one out. It's warm and tingly. But there's no time to waste. I put it in a bottle to keep it safe. And I put the bottle on the shelf with all the other bottles. Happy thoughts, happy thoughts. Happy thoughts and bottles all in a row. My collection makes me lots of friends. Each bottle a starlight to make amends. Sometimes my friend feels a certain way. Down comes a bottle to save the day. Night after night, more dreams. Friend after friend, more bottles. Deeper and deeper my fingers go. Like exploring a dark cave. discovering the secrets hiding in the nooks and crannies, digging and digging, scraping and scraping. I blow dust off my bottle caps. It doesn't feel like time's elapsed. My empty shelf could use some more. My friends look through my locked front door. Finally, all done. I open up and in come my friends. In they come in such a hurry. Do they want my bottles that much? I frantically pull them from the shelf, one after another, holding them out to each and every friend, each and every bottle, but every time I let one go, it shatters against the tile between my feet. Happy thoughts, happy thoughts. Happy thoughts in shards all over the floor. They were supposed to be for my friends who aren't smiling. They're all shouting, pleading something, but all I hear is echo. Echo, 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 echo. Inside my head. Well, that got depressing. Holy crap. Sayori, did you really write this? Of course I did. Didn't I tell you yesterday I was going to write the best poem ever? Yeah, but I didn't expect something like this coming from you. Monika taught me a whole... Oh, man, fucking holy shit. Monika needs to stop teaching you things. And I've been really in touch with my feelings lately. I see that. It's almost kind of creepy. Creepy? Well, not exactly. Maybe because I'm so used to you being cheerful. Well, never mind. I'm thinking too hard about it. No, you're not. This girl is seriously depressed on the inside, motherfucker. She literally is talking about ripping all her happy thoughts out of her head, putting them in existential bottles, and then breaking them in front of people who she likes, but are not paying attention to her and are screaming at each other. This is bad. She even talked about her front door being locked. Like, all of these are fucking warning signs. Beep, boop, beep, boop. The point is, it came out good, so you should be proud of it. Aw, thanks. Tilde. I feel like I was meant to express myself this way. It even helps me understand my own feelings a little better. Writing is like magic. You've gotten pretty passionate about this, huh? I hope you keep it up. Yeah. Writing's the best. I'm gonna keep writing until I die. Don't get ahead of yourself. Sayori has always had a habit of getting obsessed with something before dropping it no more than a week later. I wonder if this is one of those times. But seeing the passion in her eyes makes it hard for me to be pessimistic. Well, I can admit it's better than the last one. It's nice to see that you're putting in some effort. That's good. But I still don't like this at all. It's trying too hard to be serious, huh? What do you mean by that? Poems don't need to be all deep-sounding to express something. It's just going to sound like you're forcing it unless you don't really suck at it. Honestly, don't bother trying to write poems this way unless you're on Yuri's level. Natsuki stopped short all of a sudden. Don't tell me, huh? You're not just trying to impress Yuri, are you? Well, yeah, of course I am. She's the one that I want. Ooh, 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 Natsuki. What are you talking about? And keep your voice down. You know Yuri would love this angsty. Just because she's a talented writer doesn't mean, I mean... Looks like I'm in trouble. I somehow struck a nerve, though what I did is beyond me. I'm so done with you. Obviously, I like you, but I'm tsundere, so now I'm gonna write you off. But I'll secretly still wanna talk to you afterwards. Natsuki shoves the poem I handed her back over to me. Take your stupid poem. If you wrote it for someone else, just don't show it to me. Ouch. This is what I get for letting a younger girl step into my business. Unless I was a mind reader, I was destined to be in a world of pain from the start. At least Natsuki wasn't the girl I was trying to impress in the first place. Well, Monika, what warning signs will you flash up during your poems about murder? Hi again, AP. How's the writing going? All right, I guess. I'll take that. As long as it's not going bad. I'm happy that you're applying yourself. Maybe soon you'll come up with a masterpiece. I wouldn't count on that. You never know. Want to share what you wrote for today? Sure. Here you go. I give my poem to Monika. Dot dot dot. Alright. This one's good. It feels like you're not only getting more comfortable with your style, but the imagery is better than the last one I read. Just wondering, but have you been finding inspiration in Yuri's writing style? I guess so. You can't deny that she's talented. I like how I said that right there, just to make it really weird. Yeah, totally. I think her poems are the most romantic. That's the best way to describe it. She's like a totally different person when she picks up a pen. I notice that too. Or when she's talking about literature, it's like a light turns on inside her. Uh-huh. Sadly, it's hard to get much personal conversation out of her. Trust me, I've tried. Who knows what goes on in that head of hers? Well, apparently she talks about raccoon killing in her head. I hope you don't mean that in a bad way. She's my girlfriend. No, of course not. I just meant that I wish she didn't keep... Wait, did you say girlfriend? So much to herself. But still, defending her like that, you must be pretty into her. Damn, son! Just cut straight to the point. Huh? You. Completely misunderstood. Calm down, I'm kidding. Besides, I'm pretty sure she already got a boyfriend. Wait, really? Yeah, a fictional one anyway. Monika kind of whispers that last part to me. It's just a hunch, but... Well, there's not anything wrong with that. Husbandos are an accepted part of our culture. At least for otaku... Wait. Oh, well, I know. I was just saying, Tilde. But anyway, you want to read my poem now? I like the way this one turned out, so I hope you do too, Tilde. Alright, let's take a look. Oh my god. The name of the fucking poem is Save Me. Jesus Christ. I'm sorry. I'll get it together in a second. Whoever wrote this game is a sadistic son of a bitch. The colors, they won't stop. Bright, beautiful colors. Flashing, expanding, piercing. Red, green, blue, an endless cacophony of meaningless noise. The noise that won't stop. Violent, grating waveforms. Squeaking, screeching, piercing. Sine, cosine, tangent. Like playing a chalkboard on a turntable. Like playing a vinyl on a pizza crust. An endless poem of meaningless... Load me. Feels good. Santa's breaking down on a camel's back. It's even more abstract than your last one, huh? I guess it's just the way I write. I'm sorry if you don't like it. No, I never said that. It's just a kind of thing I've never really seen before, I guess. I kind of like playing with my space on the paper. Choosing where and how to space your words can totally change the mood of a poem. It's almost like magic. The way I wrote the lines, really short, makes it feel like they're trying to speak over the noise. I see. It's still hard for me to tell what it's about, though. Sometimes asking what a poem is about isn't the right question. A poem can be as abstract as a physical expression of a feeling. What's really important is asking why I'm suicidally depressed, because this is some fucked up shit. Or a conversation with the reader. So putting it that way, not every poem is about something. Anyway, here's Monika's writing tip of the day. Sometimes you'll find yourself facing a difficult decision. When that happens, don't forget to save your game. Yep. Thanks, Monika. You never know when you might change your mind. Or when something unexpected might happen. Wait, is this tip even about writing? What am I even talking about? That's my advice for today. Thanks for listening, Tilde. Okay, everyone. We're all done reading each other's poems, right? I have something extra planned today, so if everyone could come sit at the front of the room. Is this about the festival? Well, sort of, Tilde. Do we really have to do something for the festival? It's not like we can put together anything good in just a few days. We'll just end up embarrassing ourselves instead of getting any new members. That's a concern of mine as well. I don't really do well with last-minute preparations. Don't worry so much. We're gonna keep it simple, okay? We won't need much more than a few decorations. Sayori's been working on posters, and I designed some pamphlets we can give out during the event. Okay, that's great and all, but that doesn't tell us what we're actually going to be doing for the event. Sorry, I thought you heard about it already. We're going to be performing. Performing? Monika? Yeah, we're going to be having a poetry performance. Oh my fucking god. Let me tell you something. They need to have some adults read these goddamn poems. Get these people some help. Seriously, a lot of them are cries for help. Really bad cries for help. For real. This is probably the best possible idea. Each of us is going to choose a poem to recite during the event. But the cool part is we're going to let anyone else come up and recite poems too. Sayori's putting it on all the posters in case anyone wants to prepare ahead of time. Tilde! Sayori, who's been coloring a poster, holds it up for us to see. Are you kidding me, Monika? You didn't start putting those posters up, did you? Well, I did. Do you really think it's that bad of an idea? Well, no, it's not a bad idea, but I didn't sign up for this, you know. There is no way I'm going to be performing in front of a group of people like that. I agree with Natsuki. I could never in my life do something like that. Imagining it, Yuri shakes her head in fear. Guys. No, Sayori. I understand where they're coming from. Remember that Natsuki and Yuri have never shared their poems with anyone until just a couple of days ago. It's a lot to ask for them to recite their poems out loud to a whole room full of people. I guess I kind of overlooked that, so I'm sorry. But I still think we should give it our best. We're the only ones responsible for the fate of this club. If we start the event and each put on a good performance, then it will inspire others to do the same. And the more people who perform, the better we'll be able to show everyone what literature is all about. Yeah! It's about expressing your feelings, being intimate with yourself, finding new horizons, and having fun. That's right. And it's those reasons that we're in this club today. Don't you want to share that with others? To inspire them to find the same feelings that brought you here in the first place. I know you do. I know we all do. And if all it takes is standing in front of a room for 2 minutes and reciting a poem, then I know you can do it. Wow, that is an anime main character speech right there. That's some Love Live shit. ... Natsuki and Yuri remain silent. Sayori looks worried. I guess that leaves me no choice. I agree. I don't think it's too much to ask. I think that Sayori and Monika have been trying really hard to get new members. The least we could do is help them out a little bit. Well, maybe, but... ... It looks like Natsuki doesn't have any arguments left. In this duel of wits, I press the dismissal. Okay, fine. She gives in instantly. I guess I'll just have to get it over with. Alright, Tilde. Thanks, Natsuki. What about you, Yuri? ... Yuri dejectedly glances around at everyone's expectant faces. Sigh. I guess I don't really have a choice. Ha, that's everyone. You're the best, Yuri. This club is seriously going to be the death of me. Why would you say something like that? Why would you trigger that flag? Oh gosh. It'll be fine, Yuri. But anyway, let's move on to the main event. I want each of you to choose a poem of yours. We're going to practice reciting them in front of each other. No way! Monika! This is too sudden. Well, if you can't recite your poem in front of the club, how do you expect to do it in front of strangers? Oh no. Don't worry. I'll start off to help everyone feel a little more comfortable. Can I go next? Of course. Now let's see. Monika flips through her notebook to the specific poem she has in mind for herself. She then stands behind the podium. The title of this poem is The Way They Fly. Monika begins reciting her poem. Her clear, confident voice fills the room. More than that, her inflection is pristine. She knows exactly how to apply emotions behind each line she recites, bringing the words to life. Is this something she's done before? Or is she simply a natural? I glance around me. Everyone has their eyes on Monika. Sayori looks amazed. Yuri has an intense expression on her face that I don't understand. Finally, Monika finishes the recitation. The four of us applaud. Monika takes a breath and smiles. That was so good, Monika. Thank you very much. I was just hoping to set a good example. Are you ready to go next, Sayori? I'll go next. What? Yuri's fired up all of a sudden. Yuri clutches a sheet of paper between her hands and stands up. Keeping her head down, she walks quickly over to the podium. This poem is called... Yuri glances anxiously at each of us. You can do it, Yuri. It's called Afterimage of a Crimson Eye. Yuri's voice shakes as she starts reading the poem. Just a moment ago, she practically refused to do this. Why is she suddenly putting in so much effort? As Yuri gets past the first couple of lines, her voice changes. It's almost like what happens when Yuri gets absorbed into her books. Her quivering words transform into sharp syllables of a fierce and confident woman. The poem is full of twists and turns in its structure she enunciates with perfect timing. This must be a rare glimpse into the whirling fire Yuri keeps concealed inside her head. Suddenly, she's finished. Everyone is stunned. Yuri snaps back to reality, oops, there goes gravity, and glances around her, as if she bewildered even herself. Hi. It's up to me to save this situation, as her boyfriend. I'm the first to start applauding. Everyone joins me afterward, and we give Yuri the recognition she deserves. It's not that we don't want to applaud for her, but we were caught so off guard that we must have forgotten. As we applaud, Yuri holds the poem to her chest and rushes back to her seat. Yuri, that was really good. Thank you for sharing. ... Looks like Yuri is down for the count. Okay. I guess I'm next then. Sayori hops out of her chair and cheerfully walks to the podium. This one's called My Meadow. Haha. Sorry I giggled. Sayori. It's a lot harder than I thought. How did you guys do it so easily? Try not to think of it like you're reciting to other people. Imagine you're reciting it to yourself, like in front of a mirror or in your own head. It's your poem, so it'll come out the best that way. I see. Okay then. Sayori begins her poem. Somehow it feels like her soft voice was made as a perfect match. The poem isn't aimlessly cheery like Sayori is. It's serene and bittersweet. If I were to read this on paper, I probably wouldn't think much of it. But hearing it come from Sayori's voice almost gives it a whole new meaning. Maybe this is what Sayori said when she likes my poems. It's like I get to reach more deeply into someone I thought I knew, through and through. Sayori finishes and we applaud. I did it! Tilde. Good job, Sayori. Even AP liked it. I guess that's a good sign, Tilde. What does that even mean? What could she be trying to say? Why would she want me to like her poem? Could it be that she... No, that couldn't be it. It came out nicely, Sayori. The atmosphere of the poem fits you really nicely. But it might be that other poems wouldn't work quite as well with that kind of delivery. I don't really understand. In other words, I've seen poems of yours where that sort of gentle delivery wouldn't work as well. You might need a little more force behind them, depending on what you're reading. Oh, I know what you mean. That's, well, I've been practicing that kind of thing. It's just embarrassing to do in front of everyone. The next time I'm going to make you pick a poem that challenges you a little more. We don't have much time before the festival, you know. Okay. Now, who's next? Natsuki? Don't make me go before AP. It's not like I can compare to you guys anyway. My power level is so low. Might as well let AP lower everyone's standards a little before I have to do it. Natsuki. It's fine. I might as well get it over with. But it's not like I have much of a selection of what to read. I'll just have to go with what I wrote for today. I stand up in front of the podium. Everyone has their eyes on me, making me feel terribly awkward. I recite my poem. Since I'm not exactly confident in my own writing, it's hard to put energy into it. Despite that, once I finish, I receive applause anyway. Sorry, I'm really not as good as everyone else. Don't worry about it so much. I think it's less about your abilities and more about your lack of confidence in your writing. That's something that'll improve over time, though. Yeah, maybe. Alright then. That just leaves you, Natsuki. Yeah, I'm going. Natsuki begrudgingly gets out of her seat and makes her way to the podium. The poem is called... It's called... Why are you all looking at me? Because you're presenting? Anyway, the poem is called Jump. Natsuki takes a breath. When she starts reciting the poem, her sour attitude disappears a little. While she's still a little unenthused, her poem has a rhythm and rhyme to it. It's Natsuki's trademark style, and it works surprisingly well when spoken out loud. The words feel like they bounce up and down as if giving life to a poem. Natsuki finishes and everyone applauds. She huffs back to her seat. That wasn't so bad, was it? Easy for you to say. You better not make me do that again. Ah, well. Do you at least feel prepared enough to recite a poem in front of other people? I mean, doing it in front of other people would be way easier. I can put on whatever face I want for other people. But when it's just my friends, it's just embarrassing. That's a surprise, Natsuki. I think it'd be the other way around for me. Well, that's just how it is, so... Well, I guess in that case, you won't have much to worry about for the festival. That said, I want to thank everyone for coming, though. It might be hard, but I hope that you have an idea of what it's like now. Make sure you pick a poem and get enough practice before the festival, okay? I'll be making pamphlets, so let me know ahead of time what you'll be reciting. Jeez. I should probably find some other poem to recite instead. That's fine, too. It doesn't have to be your own. I'm already pleasantly surprised you're putting all this effort for the club. It makes me really happy. Yeah, no problem. Okay, everyone. I think that's about it for today. I know the festival's coming up, but let's try to write words for tomorrow as well. As for the festival, we'll finish planning tomorrow, and then we'll have the weekend to prepare. Monday's the big day. I can't wait till day. I can do this. I can do this. All right. I stand up. There's no way I'll be able to find the same enthusiasm as Sayori and Monika, but I'll do my best to get through it. If it's for the sake of the club and impressing Monika, then I'll have to do my best. Ready to go, Ready to go, Sayori? Yep. Look at you two, always going home together like that. It's kind of adorable, isn't it? Tilde. Jeez, guys. Don't make such a big deal out of it. It must be a little nice, though. Well, how am I supposed to respond to that? My girlfriend is a little jealous of my other girlfriend? Man, this club's getting difficult. It's okay, AP, you don't have to say it. Whatever, let's go already. It's not like I like you or anything, Sayori. Baka. You should hold hands so that you don't get lost. I walk home with Sayori once more. Even though it's only been a few days, lots of things have already changed. But today, Sayori is being a little quieter than usual on the way home. Hey, Sayori. ... Sorry, I was spacing out. Ah, no wonder. I was thinking about something from earlier. I like how we get to... I mean... Sayori fumbles with her words. So, let's just say that one day, Yuri asked to walk home with you. I would instantly choose to walk home with her. Huh? What would you do? What kind of question is that? You're kind of putting me on the spot here. I would walk home with Yuri. Walking home with Yuri, huh? Why does the thought of that make my heart pound? Doki Doki Literature Club. I mean, given how hard it is for her to socialize, I would feel awful turning her down, so... Isn't she so beautiful and smart? That has nothing to do with what I just said. You admitted it. Jeez. There's not even any point in speculating something that's never going to happen. Well, maybe. But I just like to think about it. Oh, Sayori's a shipper, just like me. She's got her OTPs and her OCs. I know what you're like, Sayori. It's not long before you won't need me anymore, you know? Need you? Sayori. I can't figure out how you're seeing things in your head right now. Sorry. Everyone is different. Nobody in the club is a replacement for you. If you say so. The conversation trails off, and I'm left feeling awkward. But it was kind of her fault for trapping me in such a weird question. I just can't lie to her. But if there's something that makes her happy, I would hate to take that away from her. Maybe that's why I said there's no point in speculating. Then again, the festival is only a few days away. Who knows what will happen in that time? Agonizing. Frightening. Philosophy. Yeah, really? Whoa. Whoa. Disarray. Graveyard. Depression. Wow. Are you depressed, Sayori? That's very sad. I want to stop right now and talk about someone I follow on Twitter named Papushi. Well, her name is Sandy Rojas. She's a musical artist for YouTube. Yes, you can skip ahead in the video to where I'm not waving my hands around. That will be the point where I'm still continuing with the game. She's not produced a video for about 6 months, and her Twitch streams have been slightly different. But she's been a long time League of Legends streamer. She makes English covers of anime openings and endings. A lot of cute music. She had a very serious depressive breakdown on Twitter recently about how she has trouble connecting with people and people are always leaving her life. It was incredibly sad to see, and such a change because her music's usually so upbeat. I can kind of see where Sayori's coming from at this point. I wonder if she wants to get the main character involved with this club because she sees the main character as her responsibility, and as the main character draws away from her, she finds her purpose in life slowly diminishing, right? She has feelings inside of her from her poem about putting feelings in a bottle and then giving them to people, and no one understands them. Man, there's a lot of psychological thought that went into this game. Well, determination. Whirlwind. Strawberry. Contamination. Unrestrained. Infinite. Incapable. Infallible. Secretive. Massacre. Electricity. Inferno. Precious? I don't know how much longer I'll be able to do this stream. We'll try for another 30 minutes, but talking like an edgelord this long is really putting a strain on my vocal capability. I cannot believe how much my sinuses in the back of my nose and throat are starting to hurt right now. I mean, I'm used to talking for 4 hours at a time, but not this continuously and not this edgelordy. Aw, man. I'm the last one here again. Don't worry, I just walked in too. Were you practicing the piano again? Alexa, stop. Stupid. Yeah. You must have a lot of determination. Starting this club and now picking up piano. Well, maybe not determination, but I guess passion. Remember that the club wouldn't be here if it wasn't for all of you. And I'm super happy that you're willing to help me out for the festival, too. I can't wait for the festival. What the shit? That was a complete change from yesterday. It's gonna be great! Weren't you complaining about it just yesterday, Natsuki? Yeah. I'm not talking about our part of the festival, but it's a whole day where the school gets to play and eat all kinds of delicious food. Alright, that's spot on, Natsuki. Nice. You sound a bit like Sayori all of a sudden. Monika, do they usually have fried squid? Squid? That's a pretty specific thing to look forward to. Oh, come on. Are you saying you don't like squid? You, of all people. Yeah? Didn't say I don't like it. Besides, what do you mean by you, of all people? Because it's right in your name. Monika. That's not how you say my name at all. Also, that joke makes no sense in translation. Dot. Ah, never mind. Let's just focus on our own event for now, okay? Fine. Your reactions aren't as fun as Yuri's or Sayori's anyway. Excuse me. Where is Sayori anyway? Oh, there you are. Sayori is sitting at a desk in the corner of the room looking down at nothing. I walk over to her. Hey, Sayori. I wave my hand in front of her face. Yeah? You're spacing out again. Sorry. Don't mind me. You can go talk to everyone else. Huh? Is everything alright? Of course. Why wouldn't it be? My best friend's just leaving me for some other girl in a club that I introduced him to, and now I don't have anyone left in my life and no one understands me. I'm a ball of emotions. It just feels like you're a little off. Sorry for assuming things. Jeez, you worry too much about me. I'm fine, see? Sayori shows me a big smile. Don't let me distract you from having fun with everyone. Well, alright, if you say so. I worriedly glance at Sayori before turning back toward everyone else. But the conversation has already dispersed, with everyone back at their usual activities. Maybe I should ask Monika if she's noticed anything about Sayori recently. Since they've been preparing for the festival, they must be spending a lot of time together. I timidly approach Monika, who's shuffling through some papers at her desk. Hey P, what's up? This might sound a little strange, but have you noticed anything up with Sayori recently? Anything up with her? In what way do you mean? Maybe I'm reading into it a little too much, but she seems a bit downcast today. Oh, you think so? I can't say I've noticed anything about her. Monika peers across the room at Sayori, who's idly dragging a rubber eraser up and down her desk. Maybe there is something on her mind. But I'm surprised I'm not the one asking you, AP. You certainly know her better than I do. Yeah, but she's never really like this. She's always talked to me about things that bothered her. But this time when I asked her, she was really dismissive. Sorry, I know it's not your problem. I just wanted to ask if you knew anything, so I'll drop it now. No. It's important to me, too. I mean, I'm also friends with her. And I also care about the well-being of my club members, you know? Maybe I'll try talking to her myself. Are you sure about that? She seemed like she wanted to be left alone. Are you sure? Maybe she just has a hard time bringing it up with a person of interest. Person of interest? What do you mean by that? I'm saying that maybe the thing on her mind is you, AP. Me? How on earth would you come to that conclusion? Well, I probably shouldn't say too much, but Sayori talks about you more than anything else, you know? She's been so much happier ever since you joined the club. It's like an extra light was turned on inside of her. What? No way. Sayori is always like that. She's always been full of sunshine. It's not any different now than it has always been. You're so funny, AP. Have you thought that maybe you've always seen her as so cheerful? Because that's just how she is when she's around you? Oh, that's really cute. And hyper fucking depressing if she's like a completely different person when she's not around me. ... I said too much. I'm sorry, what do I know anyway? I didn't mean to jump to conclusions, so you should just forget about what I said. I'll try to talk to her, so try not to think about it for now. Ah, alright. Monika smiles meaningfully. I know she said to forget about it, but I already know I won't be able to get her words out of my head. Monika stands up from her desk and walks across the room to where Sayori is sitting. I watch her kneel down next to Sayori and gently talk to her, but she's keeping her voice quiet so that I can't hear her from here. I sigh and sit myself down. I know Sayori told me not to worry about her and to have fun with everyone else, but that's impossible to do when she's behaving like this. Exactly how much do I care about her that I'm letting this weigh me down so much? Now it feels like I'm the one behaving out of the ordinary, but there's nothing I can do besides wait for Monika. Why does it feel like I'm being watched? I glance around the room. Suddenly, I notice Yuri peering at me from over her book, but she looks away just as quickly with a flustered look on her face. I realize that she won't get anywhere like this. I've never really seen Yuri approach anyone or start a conversation on her own accord, so I have no choice but to approach her myself. By now, it's a little easier for me to do. I stand up from my desk and sit in the one next to her own. ... Hi. Didn't mean to bother you or anything. Relax, you didn't even do anything. What? I could tell that you wanted to be alone in your thoughts. Alone in my thoughts? How were you even able to tell what I was thinking like that? Well, it's something I do a lot, so it wasn't hard for me to spot based on your posture and expression. Not that I was staring or anything. I didn't do anything creepy like that. In any case, I guess you were right. I'm sorry if I caused you any concern. Don't apologize. Your troubles are only the concern of those willingly share in that concern. Of course, there are certainly those who find the most comfort in keeping to themselves, but if you would prefer to share what's on your mind, then I would be glad to listen. It's really not that big of a deal. I was just feeling a bit uneasy about Sayori. Sayori? Yeah, she seems a little off today, but when I asked her about it, she didn't want to admit it to me. So I can't help but wonder if something happened to her. Oh? That's quite romantic. Ah? Sorry. I didn't mean to say something that stupid. It's not that, I just didn't want you to misunderstand. Sayori and I have just been friends for a long time, that's all. Ah, I see. Then perhaps it is unusual for her to be dismissive to you about her feelings. Or maybe I'm just reading into it a little too much. AP, the world is full of meaning, often hitting deeper than plain sight. And there are many untold mysteries behind each person, no matter how well you may know them. Ah. So, you're saying that this game is about that exact thing, that each of these girls has a deeper untold mystery, and that the words that they're saying hold deeper meaning that you can't see on the surface. So, you think there might be something behind it after all? Uh-huh. I think that Sayori is a very complex person. Her mannerisms on the outside don't always match what may be going on inside her head, and she may not always know what she wants. I noticed her strange behavior today too, and I also feel some concern for her, but in your case, it looked like she was fully occupying your thoughts, wasn't she? Well, I guess that was the case. Sayori, she really means a lot to you, doesn't she? I guess. You're not going to go yandere and murder her, are you? I mean, I guess I'm into that if you want to murder all these other girls, as long as you'll be with me forever, Yuri. But you don't need to put it that way. We're just good friends, that's all. ... Yuri suddenly looks deeply into my eyes. Her expression is gentle and curious, as if she was searching for something. Embarrassed, I avert my gaze. Sometimes, a person's mystery are untold even to themselves. And you, as someone honest and caring, may uncover feelings you weren't aware were in you. That is, I think that she would be a very fortunate person to have you feel that way about her. Yuri, you're giving me too much credit. I'm a pretty simple guy, so I think I'm pretty good at understanding my own feelings. I'm not nearly as sophisticated as you. That's not a compliment, is it? It is what it is. Anyway, as long as we're here, why don't we do some reading? Well, as long as you're okay with it, yeah. I should be taking my mind off this whole thing anyway. You gonna do that chocolate shit again? Dot dot dot. Okay, everyone. After some time passes, Monika calls out to the club room. Why don't we share our poems now? Before I know it, everything is back to normal. Everyone goes to retrieve their poems, and I do the same. I make eye contact with Monika, and she smiles at me. I wonder what she was talking about with Sayori. Sharing my poem with Yuri. Dot dot dot. AP, your writing has only improved in these last few days. Every poem you've shown me has been nothing short of spectacular. I can really feel the emotions. I'm a little envious, even. I don't think it ever came to me this naturally. Yuri, that's the wrong way to put it. This never did come naturally to me, but I've been able to improve so much, thanks to you. You're really the example I was chasing after. And that's when her heart beat faster. Chasing after? He was chasing after me? Is that so? Yuri gently smiles to herself. This feeling. I'm so glad. I got the chance to share my writing. I never thought it would feel like this. I remember you mentioning that yesterday. I can't believe you're so good at something and you've never even shared it with anyone. It's kind of a shame, maybe, but it's not like I really had a choice. What do you mean? Well, Yuri smiles sadly. AP, during lunchtime I eat by myself. Did you know that? It's a great time to find a quiet spot and do some reading. In fact, I always have some books with me. You could say I really enjoy reading. Well, that's one way to put it anyway. But books are so full of amazing and inspiring people. People you want to fall in love with. Or people you just know would make a really good friend. Cheerful people who always put a smile on your face. Or deep thinkers and problem solvers who discover the mysteries of life. So when you look at it that way, I'm surrounded by friends every day, you know? And those friends don't laugh at me. They don't tease me for spacing out all the time. They don't make fun of my body type. And why would people make fun of her body type? I mean, are they just mad because she's the only one in the club that's got boobs? Boobs. I mean, I guess that's the thing teenage girls could do, make fun of people who have boobs. Alright, I'm getting a little childish here, but it is late, and I've been speaking for hours. And they don't hate me for acting like a know-it-all. People say that about you? I'm not a know-it-all, AP. It's the opposite. I don't know anything. I don't know how to talk to people. Shit, girl. I know what you mean. I don't know how to make people see me as normal. I know what you mean. I don't even know how to make myself happy. I know what you mean. I have all these feelings. I know what you mean. And all I can do with them is read and write. But it wasn't until now that I started sharing it with you that I really understood what was missing all this time. But I haven't really done anything. No, that's wrong. Just being patient and respectful. That's really important to me. And I know I'm a difficult person, AP. I speak too slowly. I second guess myself all the time. I read too deeply into things, but every time, you've always treated me just like anyone else. It's so rare that I feel comfortable with myself that I talk to others. But that's why, every time I talk to you, I just feel really happy. I see. Well, I treat you how you deserve to be treated, Yuri. And if other people don't see it that way, then screw them. And screw the rules. I have money. I mean, I joined this club hoping I would make friends. And I would say I've had at least one success. Like when I hand-fed you chocolate directly into your mouth. And you were totally into it, and you were blushing the whole time. And we locked eyes. It was... Wouldn't you say that that was the thing we did? If you put it that way, yeah. We really are friends now, aren't we? Look at that smile, look at that blush, look at the way she's fidgeting with her hands. Yuri puts her hair, Yuri puts her head into her hands, but this time she's smiling as she does it. Do you want to show me your poem? Or, in the words of Captain Falcon, show me your moves! Yeah, I do. Let me get it for you. Ghost Under the Light, Part 2. The tendrils of my hair illuminate beneath the amber glow, bathing. In the distance, a blue-green light flickers. A lone figure crosses its path, a silhouette obstructing the eerie glow. My heart pounds. The silhouette grows closer. Closer, I open my umbrella, casting a shadow to shield me from visibility. But I am too late. He steps into the streetlight. I gasp and drop my umbrella. The light flickers, my heart pounds, he raises his arm. Time stops. The only indication of movement is the amber light flickering against his outstretched arm. The flickering light is in rhythm with the pounding of my heart, teasing me for succumbing to this forbidden emotion. Have you ever heard of a ghost feeling warmth before? Giving up on understanding, I laugh. Understanding is overrated. I touch his hands. The flickering stops. Ghosts are blue-green. My heart is amber. She stepped into the future with her boyfriend. The ghost is gone. Ghost is gone. Finishing the poem, I hand it back to Yuri. But instead of taking it from me, she looks away. ... Do you dislike it? No, of course not. It's obviously about me. I just don't really know how I should respond. Despite Yuri's poems usually being cryptic, it wasn't hard to figure out what this one was about. I don't know if I'll be able to explain this one. That's fine. I understand this one. ... Yuri is having an even harder time speaking than usual. Does this one mean a lot to you? Do I mean a lot to you? Yuri nods. I'm not really good with words, but I'm happy you shared it with me. So, thank you. And I hope we keep spending time together. Despite my inability to make eye contact, I see a faint smile emerge on Yuri's lips. I once again try to hand the poem back to her. You know, I've been talking about the main character having game, but Yuri just kind of, like a glacier, just slowly slides up there, and you don't even notice that she's already broken your heart. She's got game as well, and that game is on fire right now, just like her blushing face. But instead, Yuri gently takes my hands and pushes them back towards me. I hesitate in response to her warm touch. You can, the poem is, once again, Yuri fails to form a complete sentence. You mean, I can keep it? Yuri nods. I'd love to. What I'm really saying is, I love you. Again, Yuri faintly smiles, as if she doesn't want me to notice. You always make me feel nice. I know I'm not good with people, but I hope that I can return the favor sometime. Yeah, don't worry. I think you do a good job. Yuri finally turns back towards me. I guess we should move on before Monika says something, but I'm sure we can talk again later. Yeah, I'm sure we will. With that, Yuri timidly smiles at me, and I return to my seat so I can put her poem away. Save. And that's it for tonight. That's where we'll be stopping.